Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. Today's video is going to be my last book haul for 2023. I have quite the stack of new books and it's been many months since I've last filmed one of these videos, so I'm so excited to share. I don't have a full synopsis for every book I'm going to share with you, but if you see one that you think that I should prioritize, I still haven't finalized my 24 books to read in 2024, so if you think some of these should make that list, be sure to let me know in the comments section below. I'm going to try my best not to ramble, that is not my strong suit, and I'll just hop right in. But first, if you're new here, hello, my name is Emily. This is MacInnis Mama, where you will find mostly bookish content. Let's dive right into all of these new books to my collection. I first wanted to share, I actually received a book from an author, which is a first for me and very exciting. They even splurged on the gift wrap. I don't think I've ever gotten one of these gift bags from Amazon before. It's even in tissue paper. Fancy. Less packaging means more smiles. Well, Amazon, that was a lot of packaging. So this is Sunnyvale by J.H. Hastings, and the author asked if I would like to read this, and I said yes, it sounded really good. And this is like a cozy mystery, but it's thick. Rosemary imagined how terrifying that night must have been all those years ago, how the town must have been flooded in the orange and red flickering of the burning mansion. Da, 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 da. Could the horrors and madness of that terrible night somehow live on in Sunnyvale? There was much more of a synopsis, but that's all I'm going to read. I am very intrigued by this. Another gifted book to me is One Dark Window by Rachel Gillig. This was so kindly sent to me by my friend Oksana. This was such a nice surprise. I wasn't expecting it at all, and this is a gothic fantasy book that I'm really looking forward to. Correct me if I'm wrong, I'm pretty sure this is adult fantasy, not YA. It says Maiden Monster Martyr, and Elsbeth needs a monster, but the monster might be her. The second book in this duology recently came out as well. I think this looks so good, and this is definitely a priority for me, not only because it was gifted, but I just think that this is going to be a book that I love. I finally purchased Nevernight and Dark Dawn. If you guys are not new to my channel, you know that I've had God's Grave for over 5 years. My husband bought that for me for our first wedding anniversary. The traditional gift is paper, and he wrote like a love note in the front cover. I have read Nevernight before and really enjoyed it, but I want to reread Nevernight, then read God's Grave that was gifted to me by my husband, and I thought while I was ordering this, I might as well complete the trilogy on my shelves so that maybe for once I could binge a whole series. So this is book 1 and book 3 in the Nevernight Chronicles, which is a fantasy trilogy, and the first book is like an assassin school, quite brutal. But I really loved it the first time I read it. I just want to refresh my memory, and I'm happy to have this full series on my bookshelves now. Of course, my pre-order of Iron Flame by Rebecca Yarros came in November. I still have not read this. I've been seeing a lot of mixed things. Fourth Wing is probably my favorite book of 2023. That seems to be a mixed opinion nowadays as well. I'm worried this is going to disappoint me, so I haven't picked it up yet. And it's so chunky, and I'm very behind on my Goodreads goal. A book I've read already and absolutely loved, The Naturals by Jennifer Lynn Barnes. This is like Criminal Minds, but YA. It was so much fun. I absolutely loved it and can't wait to read the rest of the series. If you haven't heard of this, it says cold cases are about to get hot. We're following a collection of naturals, which are gifted kids, but gifted with talents that are useful to the FBI. Our main character in this book, Cassie, is a natural born profiler. She can read people super well, and they plan on using her to help solve some cold cases. fascinating. I loved it. I think I gave it 4.5 or even 5 stars. So good. My mom sent over this book that she randomly picked up. She said she really enjoyed it, but I've never heard of it before. It's called The Summoner by Gail Z. Martin. Book 1 of the Chronicles of the Necromancer, an adult fantasy. Sounds intriguing. I usually don't like reading the synopsis of books. I feel like oftentimes they give too much away. By David Drake, author of the Lord of Isles series, set attractive characters and an imaginative setting combined in an excellent, fast-moving quest novel. I do love a good quest. I've been waiting so long to do this. Let's do hopefully a satisfying unboxing together. Or not. Without showing you my address would be nice. I renewed my Plum Plus rewards at Indigo. If you don't know, I'm Canadian, and this is the book I picked up with the credits I received for doing that, Divine Rivals by Rebecca Ross. Another book I think I'm absolutely going to love. Is this more historical fiction with like a magical realism twist, or would you call this fantasy? I'm not sure, but people were really hyping this up right after Fourth Wing. At least that's the order in which I saw it. It says, no god, no creature, no war can come between them. I'm so excited for this, and my friend Sam was messaging me saying I needed to read it ASAP. That's how I feel about all of the books on my TBR right now, so it's a little overwhelming, but hopefully soon. While yard sailing this fall, I was able to get the first 4 books in the Vampire Academy series by Rochelle Mead. This is a classic paranormal series that I have never read before. So I got Vampire Academy, Frostbite, Shadow Kiss, and Blood Promise. How many books are in the series in total? 6? I don't know. Hopefully I love it. If I don't, I can just send them to my charity bookshop. I know this is YA, but I won't have that nostalgic factor, but I hope that they're still fun. At my charity bookshop, I was able to get the first 3 books, like the first arc, the trilogy of Red Rising by Pierce Brown. I got Red Rising, Golden Sun, and Morning Star. Once again, I've read Red Rising previously, but I do want to reread it. This is adult sci-fi, kind of like Game of Thrones and The Hunger Games in space. I had a fantastic time with this first book and really want to reread and continue the series. Raven-haired reader made me do it. I recently reread Throne of Glass, my favorite series of all time, and I really need more Manon in my life. And someone mentioned The Black Witch by Laurie Forrest is like Manon-esque. That's all I know about it. That's all I needed to know. It says, some echo of her dark power courses through my veins, waiting to be released. I believe this is YA. Robin Hobb blurbed it and said, a refreshing, powerful young adult fantasy novel. I'm really excited about this series, especially if the main character gives Manon vibes, but I don't know that for sure yet. A book that I feel like everyone needs to read at some point, or everyone has already read, The Nightingale by Kristen Hanna. I'm on a Kristen Hanna journey. I want to love her books so bad, but I find them very intimidating. This is historical fiction, which is not my usual genre, but I know it's going to be hard-hitting, beautifully written, and sometimes I feel like I just need those kinds of books to sprinkle in amongst my fantasy and romance. Looking forward to it. I cannot believe I haven't continued the Chestnut Springs series yet. I read Flawless and loved it, and I know that's not like people's favorite in the series, and I'm very sad I haven't picked up the rest of the series because I think these covers are gone, and if I have matched, what is that saying? I'm gonna be very sad if my shelves look a little weird. But I did get Heartless and Powerless in the People covers. These are small town romances, and like I said, I really loved Flawless and want to continue. I think these are 2 favorites of People's, right? I have no excuses. Why haven't I picked this up yet? Proof that I can find a book to buy literally anywhere. Rebecca by Daphne du Maurier. This was for sale by donation at my post office. I walked in there, I had something to mail, I turned around and there was like all of these books that said like give a donation to, I don't even know what the charity was, and this caught my eye and I was like, ooh, a classic that's gothic. I should read that someday. So I donated some money to them and took this book home with me. A couple books I saw at my used bookstore that I've already read and I knew I wanted on my shelves. The Martian by Andy Weir. I loved this, gave it 5 stars a couple years ago. I would love to reread this someday. I lent it to my brother and it was never to be seen again, but it was also the movie cover edition, so I'm happy I was able to grab this one. Legends and Lattes by Travis Baldree. I actually bought the ebook, loved it. When I saw this in my local used bookstore for a decent price, I decided to pick it up again so it could live on my shelves as a trophy. And then my mom again sent along this book that she picked up randomly, Full House, Charlotte Hughes by Janet Ivanovich. Literally no idea. The danger is the side effect of dating a millionaire. I picked up Our Dark Duet by Victoria Schwab. I have this Savage Song on my shelves. This is a YA fantasy duology I was looking forward to reading. So when I saw this for a good price, I grabbed it. It was $6. I also have Finley Donovan is Killing It by Elle Cosimano. I've heard that this is just a really fun time, and once again, this is the kind of book I like to toss in between my romances and fantasy. Sometimes I get bogged down reading the same genres, and this is like a silly mystery. The Legends of the First Empire series by Michael J. Sullivan has been on my radar since Jessie May raved about it a couple years ago. So I have Age of Myth, which is book 1 in hardcover, and book 2, Age of Swords, in paperback. These were actually, once again, my mom's, and she loved them and wants me to start reading them. She does that a lot, and I'm very behind on all of the books she sends my way. I'm really looking forward to getting to this epic adult fantasy series. I just have no idea when that will happen. Just a couple more books to go. I picked up Dead Until Dark by Charlaine Harris. This is the first book in the Sookie Stackhouse series, right? This is paranormal something or other. And then I got How to Walk Away by Catherine Center. I've heard good things about this book as well. Sometimes the last thing you want is the one thing you need. I think this has something to do with a plane crash. My father-in-law brought over 2 James Patterson books. We have Maximum Ride, The Angel Experiment, and The Ninth Month, What Wouldn't a Mother Do to Save Her Unborn Child. I'm not sure if these are books I will pick up or if they're random parts of series. I haven't really looked into them that much. And then at some point this summer, I got it into my head that I wanted to try historical romances. Still haven't done that, but I did pick up 4 that I hope are good or popular. I feel like the Goodreads reviews were pretty good on these. They're all quite beat up, but that's okay. I got Hearts Aflame by Joanna Lindsay. I feel like Sam Reads a Little read this, but I could be totally making that up. The cover on this is so cool. Maybe not historical, but this is my first Nora Roberts book. This is Whiskey Beach. I got Ransom by Julie Garwood. And lastly, Paradise by Judith McNaught. Are any of these books worth reading? I got them for like 50 cents each, and I thought I would give them a try. I haven't really given historical romance a try, and I feel like a lot of the romance girlies love historicals too. Those are all of the books I have purchased in the last couple of months or that my mom has sent over. That's a lot. I also don't have room on my bookshelves for these books, so a priority for 2024 is definitely to read down my physical TBR, because I am actually good at, once I read a book, if it's not a new favorite, I'm very willing to unhaul books, but the books just keep accumulating, you know what I mean? Let me know if I should prioritize any of these reads in 2024. My reading is booked up, if you will, for the rest of the year. I'm very excited about a lot of these. If you enjoyed today's book haul, don't forget to give it a thumbs up so that I know, and I will see you in my next video. Bye!